So if you were at the University of Chichester Beetleweight event last weekend, you may have seen this, which is Abu Dhabi Doo, and this is the roller version of a walker which I built in the autumn. And I've been on a very challenging journey trying to get this thing in weight, and you're about to find out why. I will explain that when this build is when I've completed this build, but the whole point of rebuilding this entirely was because I made the mistake of building the shuffler out of 10mm HDPE, and that was the reason why it ended up being a shuffler in the first place, because of the weight advantage. And this I ended up building out of 6mm UHMW. Now, I haven't actually used this material before. I wanted to give out a try because of the comparisons I've been reading between this stuff and HDPE. There are actually some HDPE bits still on here, like for example these arms are still HDPE, and I have got some HDPE in there somewhere holding the servo in place, but this actually ended up turning out better than I thought it would somehow. But yeah, so I'm not really going to do a lot of talking much during the build of this. What I decided to do was just do time lapses only, and decided to talk about the builds and what happened after I had finished building it, because I was worried that, like all my previous build videos, they ended up being quite long of a watch. So let's get on with building, even though I have already built this. Let's see how I built the roller version of Abu Dhabi Doo. Okay, so this is pretty much everything needed to build the roller version of Abu Dhabi Doo. I've got a... hang on, just... there we go. Not everything is here. The battery isn't here, and the battery box is currently being printed. But here we got mostly what is 6mm UHMW, apart from these bits, the wheel guards and the linkage. That's all HDP, but all the 6mm bits are UHMW, and I'm giving this a try out because I've heard that UHMW has a higher tensile strength. I was reading an article about that. And I know that UHMW has been used in Beetleweights before, but I can't remember off the top of my head exactly who has used it. So I've got some nuts and bolts M4 to hold this together. The bulkheads which are going to be holding it together are 3D printed ABS, but because of the fact that the bolts are going to be holding the layers together, it should be fine, and it was printed quite over extruded anyway. So the electronics, pretty much the same servo used in the shuffler version, although I have modified this to run directly off of the 2S LiPo. Now, I did check the AliExpress listing, and the highest amount that this servo can take is 8.4 volts, and my 2S packs don't typically peak that. So we have our... there was one, and there was another one here somewhere. I can't think where that's gone. But anyway, here's one of our brushless drive motors. If I can think where the other one is, probably underneath here somewhere. Oh, there it is. There we go. Our two brushless drive motors. Two brushless drive ESCs, which are from AliExpress. Not the best around, but I'm just giving them a try out. I think that's literally just about it for now. Also, the battery terminals need to get that heat shrinked up. But we'll do that when I'm doing the heat shrinking for the soldering tubes, which will be where all the electronics go. Now, somewhere I did have a power light that I was able to run directly off of 2S. And where the hell has that gone? We've got some M6 nuts there. But somewhere I did have a power light. I might have a look around and see if I can find it. Ah, so that's where it was. Got knocked when it fell on that extension unit. But this is our power light. I might have to get that coated in something because of the exposed electronic terminals on it. But since it's a plastic Beetleweight, it should be fine. But I'll get something on there just in case. Now I've got all the bits here for the main chassis. I've cleared everything else over here for now. The flipper panels I will get trimmed on the... well, the edges I'll get trimmed on the bandsaw, just like I did with the shuffler build. But now I really want to crack on with this. I'm not actually going to film any bits between the time lapses that I do, because I just really want to get on with this. And just the quicker I get it done, the better, because of an event that's coming up in West Sussex that this is supposed to be competing at. But anyway, let's get started.
Nobody else, feeling feelings I never felt. The way you got me under your spell, don't you keep it out to yourself. So won't you take it? I feel like for the first time I am not faking. Fingers on my buttons and I go playing. Master of anticipation, don't you keep it out to yourself.
Just a touch of your love is enough to knock me off of my feet all week. Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love is enough to take control of my whole body. Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love is enough to knock me off of my feet all week. Just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love, just a touch of your love is enough to take control of my whole body. Just a touch of your love.
Photograph with no t-shirt on. Why you making me wait so long? I promise to keep this a secret I never tell. But don't you keep it all to yourself. I feel like for the first time I am not faking. Fingers on my buttons and now you're playing. Master of anticipation, don't you keep it out to yourself.
Touch of your love is enough to take control of my whole Just a touch of your love. Just a touch of your love. Just a touch of your love.
Okay, so after all of that, this is the end result. Now I had to make, I'd say, a few changes along the way, but I ended up having to make quite a lot. So first things first, you'll notice is these. I had to do this in order to help it from self-righting, which I will get to in a bit. The other thing you'll notice is the Bainbot wheels. I was originally going to use some, I don't think I actually have these on me, but I was going to use some wheels that I made. But I had to use these to get the weight down. And also I've had to use 3D printed hex hubs designed for Bainbots, as opposed to the aluminium ones, because these are a quarter of the weight to the aluminium ones that I was using, so every little bit helps. So we've got a couple of bolts sacrificed there, a couple for the base that will be sacrificed as well. So we've got some 3D printed forks on the front to help get underneath a lot better. Now these were originally meant to be red, but I unfortunately ran out of red filament and couldn't order some in time for the event. Now if we open up, I've also had to use a different battery for this one for weight issues. So I've got some 800 bullet amp hour Radiant Super X. It's actually a brand that I've never tried before. So yeah, and also the other thing as well, the servo is different. It did come with a nice metal horn though. So the servo that I was supposed to be using was this, but this ended up being too heavy, and the one that's inside it has 10 kg less of torque per centimetre. I'm sorry, I'm messing up the word. But this is half the weight of that servo, and I haven't really done the best of jobs mounting it in place. But I did it with some scrap bits of HDPE I have left over from the shuffler builds. Sacrificed bolts here for the front plates, which helps defend it against any horizontal spinners or even vertical spinners. Bolts sacrificed on each side there. Other than that, I don't really think there is anything else. Now, going back to the self-righting, I'll just get the link and try and plug it in while holding the camera. Now, there are some alterations I will have to make in time for the event. Also, yes, this will have a locking bar. It will go in that hole there. So, put that down. Right, so give them that little. Now going to the self-righting, I will need to adjust the trims on the transmitter to get the flipper down like that. Yeah, that's better. So, if I put it, I'll try it on the wooden floor so it seems a bit more realistic as how it could be in a combat arena. So from this position, yeah, it will self-right. But however, if I put it in this position and try and self-right, and what's happened there? What's going on with my... Something was up with my DX6i then, I don't know what that was, but... As you can see, it's not self-righting. If I just turn the transmitter off before I pick it up, because... What the plan is to maybe do a extending part right round the servo horn area. I might have to do a new arm design so that the flipper will end up firing upwards a bit more, and that should allow the robot to self-right. But for now, this will have to do. Also, little curved bits at the back here to stop it from getting stuck on its back. Now, just while I'm at it, I'm going to go get the locking bar. Right, okay, so I don't actually know what happened to the previous locking bar I used. So I've got this Allen wrench, which I'm currently using to build my heavyweight build, which is somewhere over there. And that video has currently been 2 years in the making, so hopefully I'll be able to get it done soon. But in the meantime, I'll just slide the locking bar. No, oh, didn't have to do that with do that with looking. So that is not going to go anywhere. So I'm just going to drive it on the kitchen floor for a little bit, or maybe over there. Actually, do I do it on the kitchen floor? Actually, no, better not, in case I chip anything. So just going to give it a quick drive just over there. Right, well, my DX6i has been playing up a little bit. I'll have to check the batteries and see if that has anything to do with it, but normally there's a beeping sound, but... What's going on here? I'll have to double check something. Right, so I thought something was up with the gearbox then, but okay, well it does drive, but hang on. And I'll just have to check the battery and see. Right, so I've just popped it back on the cradle. I think the big issue I'm having at the moment is the ESCs, because I'll admit, those are, I'll bring it in just a little bit closer, those are cheap ones from AliExpress, and I know that there is a programming card you can get for them, but I thought I added them to the basket, but it turns out I didn't, and I keep forgetting to order one. But here's the problem. So if I just plug the link in, now, I'm not touching the transmitter, and there's nothing wrong with the trims, but the left motor, you can probably hear it sort of glitching a little bit, but the other problem is with the left-hand drive is this. So this side seems to function fine, but this side, keeps cutting out for some stupid reason. I'll just swap them over and just see, so that you show that it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Right, so I've swapped the ESCs over, and yes, I did take the removable link out before doing so. Just close the flipper down. Yeah, so just did it very slowly then. So you can see. So it's now that side that's cutting out and not that side. And I've literally not touched. Yeah, I think you get this. So, I'm not going to bother showing any more for that, makes sense. But the plan of action after the Chichester event, because I know things are going to go horribly wrong, but nobody actually knows that yet, but shh. Oh my god, I'm making myself look so stupid. But, yeah, basically, after the Chichester event, these ESCs are definitely coming out, and I'm actually going to put some Bristol Bot Builders 20 amp drive ESCs in there when I can get hold of a couple. Might get a few in case, just to be safe. I'll get those and put a U-back in. I should be fine for weight because those ESCs are apparently lighter than the ones I've got in, so I should have enough weight left for a U-back. So that's all I've been able to do. That's as much as I can do. I think it's a bit of a shame that I wasn't able to get the wheel guards on, but there's not really much that I can do about that. But anyway, I will do another video showing the improved drive of Abu Dhabi Doo, but that's as much as I can do right now. It's in weight, it at least works in some shape and form, but and I'm also curious to see how the UHMW will hold up. But I do have spares in that bag over there. Anyway, this is the roller version of Abu Dhabi Doo, and see you in the next video.